We're live. Hello, everybody. It's Thomas Fan 18 here, and welcome back for another live stream. Today, I have a good friend, Station Master Joe.
Oh. Hi, everyone.
Oh. Hello, Joseph. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. So, we're going to talk about favorites and least favorites, part 2.
Yes.
It's been a year since we didn't do live streams, so now we're back.
Yep, we're back. So,
yeah.
Where do we start? Yes. Now, about the stop motion animated film Coraline and the 2016 remake of Ghostbusters, which instead of which has a female cast instead of a male cast. Those are the two. Is it true that they are the two films you do not like, Samy?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't recommend watching these two films, I'm afraid. I gave it a try, and yeah, I didn't like those two films, and yeah, they're not really that great. No.
Well, at least you gave it a try. Anyway, you want to say something?
By the way, I don't recommend watching Coraline Ghostbusters film, the 2016 film, so no. Instead, what I would recommend instead are Thomas and the Magic Railroad, Postman Pat the movie, the Magic Roundabout film, Lara Star film, and Disney's Tangled.
Yes.
These are the 5 films that I would recommend instead. The Thomas films I would highly recommend is The Adventure Begins.
The Adventure Begins is a really great Thomas film. It's my number 1 favorite Thomas film, and your number 1 favorite Thomas film for that matter, to Thomas Fan 18.
Yep, The Adventure Begins. That's the film that I would highly recommend. Although most fans say they like Lost Treasure, so does Legend of the Lost Treasure.
Yes, everybody seems to have their favorite Thomas film. Most people say either The Adventure Begins or so does Legend of the Lost Treasure. Some say Blue Mountain Mystery, others say Great Discovery, some say Tale of the Brave, and others say, and there are some people that say Thomas the Magic Railroad. Oh, yeah. We've got a comment from Nowhere Boy 88 saying Lost Treasure is good.
Nowhere Boy 88, hello, how are you? It's good to see you. So yeah, I know Nowhere Boy 88. While I know Big Kitty Studios, aka Scott, went on a live update, and Nowhere Boy 88 joins.
So yeah, since we're on the subject of favourites and least favourites, my top 3 least favourite Thomas films are Big World Big Adventures at number 3, Day of the Diesels at number 2, and Misty Island Rescue at number 1. And my top 5 favourite Thomas the Tank Engine films are Thomas and the Magic Railroad at number 5, The Great Discovery at number 4, Blue Mountain Mystery at number 3, Tale of the Brave at number 2, and The Adventure Begins at number 1.
Yeah. Well, as for me, I did an update. My top 5 favorite Thomas the Tank Engine films are number 5, Hero of the Rails, number 4, Journey Beyond Sodor, number 3, Thomas and the Magic Railroad, number 2, The Great Race, and my number 1 favorite is the adventure begins.
Oh, nice. Yeah, not bad.
GL
GL Productions says, hi guys. Hello,
George,
GL Productions.
hi George, it's good to see you.
Oh, and Nowhere Boy 88 says, Great Discovery's his #1 favourite Thomas film.
Great Discovery. Yeah, that's a good film. Although in this film, well, with James Bond, I know this actor James Bond's Pierce Brosnan. Well, his narration's a bit weak because of his deep voice.
Well, to be fair, he did give it a go, and of course, Ringo Starr and Michael Angelis are my two favourite narrators. Though Pierce Pierce Brosnan did all right, and some of the voices he did were quite good. His voice for Duncan was good, and his voice for the Fat Controller was good, and his Gordon voice was good as well.
Yeah.
As was his Henry voice. Oh, and GL Production says, I like The Great Discovery because one of the things I liked about it was the set of Great Waterton. That's one of the And Nowhere Boy 88 says, not only is Ringo a brill narrator, he's an excellent drummer. Ah, yes, because before he narrated the first two series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Ringo Starr was a member of a band called the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's what I found out years ago. And after finding out that Ringo Starr was a member of a band called the Beatles, I decided to find out more. So a few years later, I started collecting Beatles albums and listening to the songs on the albums, and I've been a Beatles fan since then.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Sure.
Ringo Starr's narration is good, but I love Michael Angelis' narration. So I do have a top 3 favorite Thomas narrators. So number 3, Ringo Starr, and number 2, Mark Morgan. I like Mark Morgan. He's a very good narrator. And my number 1 favorite would have to be Michael Angelis.
Well, my top 2 favourites are Michael Angelis at number 2 and Ringo Starr at number 1. Ringo Starr's my number 1 favourite narrator because had I never, as a young child below the age of 9, watched VHS tapes of the first 2 series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, and then found out at the age of 9 that Ringo Starr was a member of a band called the Beatles before he narrated the first 2 series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, I would never have then gone on to be a Beatles fan. Now, Michael Angelis does come a close second because I like his narration. I love his narration and the voices he did for many of the characters, such as James and the Fat Controller. As a matter of fact, Michael Angelis is my favourite narrator after Ringo Starr. Oh, and GL Production says Ringo Starr and Michael Angelis are both my favourite narrators. You were saying something?
Oh yeah, I do. Do you have your top 3 least favorite reboot shows?
Well, there's a few reboot shows that I'm really not so that I'm definitely not so keen on. The reboot Thunderbirds Are Go is definitely up there, as is the Mr. Man show. But the worst reboot has to be All Engines Go. I mean, All Engines Go completely lacks everything that made Thomas the Tank Engine so great and special in the first place. And it's an absolute disgrace to the entire franchise. And to the wonderful legacy Reverend Wilbur Awdry left behind. Oh, anyway, and Nowhere Boy 88 has just said that he met Michael Brandon in 2015. He's not that good of a storyteller, but he's a nice guy. Well, I'm sure he has a.
Um, oh, I want to say something. So
Sure.
I've met I've met three people. The one who were working on the show of Thomas and Friends. So I've met Michael White and Sam Wilkinson, where we're consulting, and Veronica Chambers, Reverend W. Audrey's daughter.
I've met Christopher Audrey, the Reverend Wilbert Audrey's son. I met him years ago, and I had a few books signed by him.
That's nice. Although, was he feeling grumpy?
Yeah, from what I can remember, he was a bit of a grumpy man. Probably tired after it. It was he probably was having a rather long day. I think signing all these
Yeah, I can.
books and seeing all those kids and.
So, speaking of hold on. Speaking of Mr. Man Show, you want to explain why you don't like Mr. Man Show?
Well. Firstly, I don't like how they redesigned signed most of the characters. For instance, Mr. Nosy in the Mr. Men show looks nothing like he does in the books or the previous TV shows there've been of the Mr. Men. And the same applies to Mr. Small and Mr. Strong and few others to name a few. And same applies to many of the most of the Little Miss characters. Little Miss Naughty in the Mr. Man show looks nothing like she does in the books or the previous TV shows of Mr. Man, Little Miss. And same apply. And Little Miss Whoops in Mr. Man show looks nothing like she does in the book, Little Miss Whoops. And another reason I don't like Mr. Men show is because since when did the Mr. Men and Little Miss live in a place called Dillydale? Dale. I mean, that's not the location Roger Hargreaves fought up for his Mr. Men characters. Trust me, he'd be turning in his grave if he lived to see it. Oh, and GL.
Don't you mean? Sorry,
Spinning
don't
in
you
his
mean
grave.
like spinning in his grave, like Reverend?
Yeah, like Reverend Wilbert Audrey would if he lived to see all engines go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and GL Productions has said, I think one of the reasons they changed Mr. Nosy's design was not to offend anyone with long noses. Well, I don't recall any complaints about Mr. Nosy having a long nose. I don't recall even online news articles saying about that.
Oh, hold on. Before we carry on talking about Mr. Men's show, Noah Boy 88, he asked me, so, Thomas Fan 80, how was the Audrey Extravaganza 2? Oh, it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
I watched the live stream of the Audrey Extravaganza 2, and it looked really good.
Yeah, and I had a brilliant time. I met the Railway Inspector 3, aka Owen, Michael Evans, aka Thomas Fan 8, and I've met several Thomas YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, funny story. I actually met the unlucky Tug.
Yes, yeah, it's true. He did.
Anyway, where were we? Oh yes, back to Mr. Man show.
Yes. Oh gosh, where do I pick up from there?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think. I think I've explained the two of the reasons why I don't like the Mr. Men show. And yeah, so I think I'll finish talking about it by saying that it's an absolute disgrace to the entire Mr. Men and Little Miss franchise and to the legacy Roger Hargreaves left behind.
And oh, one more thing. I know what's your least favorite character from Mr. Men. Your least favorite character from Mr. Men is Mr. Stubborn.
Yeah, he is. He's a bit rather annoyingly stubborn. And yeah, and also he doesn't. Yeah. Do you mind if we just didn't talk about it and move on?
I think the reason why you don't like Mr. Stubborn is because he doesn't learn anything from his previous action, just like Peppa Pig and Horrid Henry.
Yes, yes, I think that sums up a reason for it.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, now okay. So I've got an interesting question. So do you have a favorite Thomas the Tank Engine characters?
Well, I've got several favourite Thomas characters, as a matter of fact. My favourite Thomas the Tank, there's a lot of characters from Thomas the Tank Engine I like, but my absolute favourites are definitely Duke, Henry, Edward, Peter Sam, Sir Handel, Duck, Toby, Percy, Gordon, Mavis, Stepney, and Skarloey.
Yeah, good choice. Well, as for me, my favorite Thomas characters are Oliver the Western Engine, Donald and Douglas, Spencer, Arian Bird, Cranky the Crane, Devious Diesel, Duncan, Emily, Bill and Ben, and Bulgy and Annie and Clarabelle. They're my favorite characters in Thomas and Friends.
Yeah, nice favourites list.
Thanks. And Train Fan 83 Studio said, I would love to see someone make a Railway Series adaptation of The Great Discovery. Well, that looks interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting. It'd be interesting to see what it would be like if The Great Discovery was a Railway Series story, or maybe a feature-length one.
Yeah. And do you have let's see, do you have a favorite Hornby and Bachmann Thomas models?
Oh, before I answer that, GL Productions has said that his favourite Thomas characters are Edward, Skarloey, Stepney, Gordon, Duke, and Donald and Douglas. That's a very good choices of favourites. GL Productions. Oh, and Noah Boy 88 has said, "Hey Joe, do you own the Beatles on CD or vinyl LPs?" Well, I still have a few Beatles albums on CD, but as for all the Beatles albums, I have them on Spotify.
Yeah.
So yep, there's your answer, Noah Boy 88.
Oh yeah, where were we? Oh yeah. Did we say about favorite Hornby and Bachmann Thomas models?
Yes, you did say something about.
Yeah.
Oh, let's crumbs. I think my
I tell
favourite
you what's mine.
Hornby. Actually, I'll let you say your favourite Hornby and Bachmann Thomas models, and then I'll say mine.
I do. Right. My favorite Hornby Thomas models are. I like Henry. That's a nice model, and Thomas, and I like Diesel. Diesel is a good model, and Toby is a good mod. Hornby Toby's a good model, although Hornby Toby's too tall to fit like sheds and tunnels and footbridge. And let's see. Let's see. Which Hornby Thomas ones? Oh yeah, I like Gordon. That's a nice model.
Yeah.
As for Bachmann, I like Bachmann, Emily, and Spencer. They are very nice models.
Oh, Nowhere Boy 88 has said that his favourite Thomas characters are Thomas, James, Gordon, Percy, Sir Handel, Donald, and Douglas. Good choices of favourites, Nowhere Boy 88.
Good choice, mate.
Yeah. Now, back to favourite Hornby and Bachmann Thomas models. My favourite Hornby Thomas models are I think my favourite Hornby Thomas models are Murdoch, Thomas, Henry, Duck, Stepney, Oliver, Gordon, Spencer, and D7101.
Good choice, mate.
As for Bachmann Thomas models, my favourite Bachmann Thomas models are Daisy, Bachmann Daisy, which I did a review on. As seen on my YouTube channel, Station Master Joe. Daisy, Edward, Toby, Red Rosie, Paxton, Diesel, Grumpy Diesel, in case you're wondering which Diesel. LBSC 70 Original Thomas, Emily, and yeah, those are my my favourite Bachmann Thomas models are Daisy, Edward, Toby, Red Rosie, Paxton, Grumpy Diesel, Mavis, Emily, LBSC 7 and LBSC 70 Original Thomas.
Good choice, mate.
Thanks.
Oh, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Do you know that some people don't like Horrid Henry?
Yes, I'm very much aware of that. Yes, and I can definitely see why. Yeah,
sorry about that. There's a connection.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I think there's a connection or something. Anyway, so yeah, you know that some people don't like Horrid Henry.
No, and there is a reason for that. He's a selfish, bratty kid who only cares about himself and doesn't care about others, and he doesn't and no matter how many times he's punished or sent to his room, he still goes on in the same old way, and yeah, it's really easy to see why some people don't like Horrid Henry.
Nah, it's not anybody's cup of tea.
No.
So yeah. Right, so but go about in a few minutes and then we're gonna head off.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Like I was saying, go about a few minutes and then we're gonna head off, right?
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's see. Um actually, yeah, I know you do not like Big Ventures, Misty and Rescuing Dave the Diesels. Well, for me, Big Ventures is good and it's a good film. I actually quite like this one. And Misty on Rescue, it's okay. And Dave the Diesel is good, although Dave the Diesel is slightly better than Misty on Rescue. Oh, George said the reboots I don't like are CGI Fireman Sam, Postman Pat SDS, and definitely All Engines Go.
Yeah, that's now I'm with you, GL Productions. CGI Fireman Sam and Postman Pat SDS, they're another two reboots I'm not really much for at all.
Oh,
yeah.
And one more thing, and you do not like that awful reboot of Bob the Builder.
Well, only seen clips of it, and I only seen 1 or 2 clips of it, and I don't plan on watching it anytime soon. As a matter of fact, I don't plan on watching it at all.
Speaking of Bob the Builder, the Bob the Builder film I only saw is Mega Machines, the that reboot film, and that film is owned by Mattel. And hold on, something went that connection. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, speaking of Bob the Builder, the reboot film I only saw is the it's called Bob the Builder film, Mega Machines, and that film is owned by Mattel. And yeah, it was okay, I guess.
And if I may say something, so yeah, Misty Island Rescue, Day of the Diesels, and Big Adventures, they're definitely my top 3 least favourite Thomas films. And my top 5 favourite Thomas films being Thomas the Magic Railroad, The Great Discovery, Blue Mountain Mystery, Tale of the Brave, and The Adventure Begins. Now, you mentioned Journey Beyond Sodor and The Great Race, and Hero of the Rails as 3 of your favourites. Well, Hero of the Rails is kind of average for me. One of the things I would change about it was it be Hero's backstory. I mean, Hero's bases, the D51 class steam locomotive, built for Japanese railways, that real life locomotive bases was built in the 1930s, and by the 1930s there would have already been several steam engines working on the island of Sodor, making it therefore impossible for Hero to be one of the first steam engines to arrive on Sodor. The Great Race is kind of more like the not so great race for me, but I do like how they had Flying Scotsman making his first full appearance in Thomas and Friends, and Diesel's subplot is entertaining. And Journey Beyond Sodor, well, not one of my favourites, but I like how Hugh Bonneville was part of the voice cast as the voice of Merlin. Yeah, that's and the musical numbers for both The Great Race and Journey Beyond Sodor, they were quite good to listen to.
Yeah. Right. So.
Oh, Nowhere Boy 88 has said, "What do you guys think of the Thomas the Magic Railroad director's cut?" Well, Nowhere Boy 88. I've seen I've watched the I've seen the deleted storyline for Thomas and the Magic Railroad on YouTube, and yeah, it's quite good. Whether it would have made Thomas the Magic Railroad, whether Thomas the Magic Railroad would have been better or not had they kept the deleted storylines in, I don't know. But whether it would have been better with the deleted storyline still kept in it or not, I would still 100% choose Thomas and the Magic Railroad over any of the live-action remakes there have been of some of Disney's animated classics. I mean, at least Thomas and the Magic Railroad had much more originality, whereas Disney's live-action remakes are pretty much the same films as the animated classics, but with live actors and CGI animated animals that look real even though they're not, which is one of the reasons the live-action remakes are pointless and a waste of time and money. Another reason for that because Disney's original animated classics are still being watched and still very much enjoyed by children and families and fans today, regardless of how old each of the original animated classics are. And let's face it, guys, Disney's animated classics are classics for a reason. Anyway, Thomas Fan 18, what do you think of the Magic Railroad director's cut?
I only seen like bits of it, but I will watch it later. Not right now. Not at the moment.
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, anyway, okay. All right then. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see. Oh, sorry. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. Right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next live stream. So, right. See you, Joe. Bye.
See ya. Stay safe, take care, and God bless.
Right. Yeah. Right. See you, everyone. Cheerio. Bye-bye. Right. Sorry about that. It was that annoying connection. Anyway. So, all right. Bye, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.